Hey y'all, and welcome back to Shades of Sasha. And for today's video, we are going to try out the V part quick weave, half up, half down. And throughout this process of like walking you through what it is that I did to achieve this look, I'm also going to share my thoughts on this installation in a nutshell, kind of like let you know what my feedback would be and like if I actually recommend or not. But so you want to make sure that you part your hair in I don't really want to say half because you want to know how much of your hair do you want to be in a ponytail, how high you want your ponytails to be, or how low you want your ponytail to hang. And then once you've made that decision, I think that's the first important step. Then you would kind of like just braid 4 braids going backwards, or like I showed you in the other video before, you can also just put your hair in a low ponytail if you do not know how to braid. Even honestly, doing some twists might also work as well. So you do have that option. Once you do that, you just go ahead and you'll braid your hair back. That's what I'm doing, or twist your hair back, or put your hair back in the low ponytail. And then you're going to put the wig cap on. Now, I want to say for this look specifically, I really, really recommend if you really want to pull this off in a way that it looks as natural, and I'm using air quotes, but you can't see me. If you want it to look as natural as possible, really finding texture or a hair texture that matches yours will be very, very important. I also want to say this is the type of look that if you wanted to look exactly kind of like what you see other people are doing, you're going to have to put some heat to your hair. And so the challenge for me was I did not want to put heat on my hair. If you've been following my quick weave series, like you have been hearing me say I did not want to put heat on my hair. And so that was a part of like a competition, I guess, in my head to say like, how well can you do this with being as disciplined as possible with the goals that you have set to just make sure that you're taking care of your hair. So I obviously had taken out my last quick weave. I did my wash and my protein treatment like I usually do, and I did not want to put any heat on my hair, so I just made my hair air dry, and then I put some of my other just things that for my hair in it, and then I was like, I'm gonna braid it up, and then we're gonna see how this is gonna go. Is it gonna go good or it's gonna go bad? And whichever way it comes out, I wanted to be realistic and show it and not just say, oh, it didn't come out the exact way how I intended it, so I'm not gonna do that. So once I have all of my hair braided back, what I wanted to do is get the wig cap, and you're going to put the wig cap completely over your head. So yes, with that little puff in the front, you're gonna pull it over it, and you are just going to have that kind of be your guideline to where things are going to be, because this will be very important. There's a specific part in this process that I wish I did a specific thing, and I'll share that later on. But for now, once you have put the wig cap over your head, you're going to then go in with the sealant, and you're just going to cover your hair. You're going to keep doing this like about 3-4 times in this specific process. I'm telling you, make sure that you are doing that, because half of your hair is going to be out and half is not. And then once it's done, I'm going to just go in with some spray as well and add that on top of it. So while I'm putting in 3 to 4 of the coats on top of the leave out part, well, the back of the area that I'm going to just glue my tracks down, I then went in with my blow dry and I'm blowing my hair out. And then I went in with just some type of hairspray to just spray my hair down. You could use Got To Be glue spray if that's something you have. I know that's something some people are using, but I decided to just use any of the ones that I know I would use if I was actually going to put my wig on without actually using glue. So now the first step I would say that a lot of people did is that they really, really went about curving how this would be so that it was as natural as possible. And I really wish that I curved my tracks more instead of just curving them to the standpoint of where it is. So I really wish that I just wrapped it around all the way to the center of my head and then went about it this way. But I was like, you know what? I want to see how this will come out anyway, because this is not a style that I personally would keep in for more than 5 days. And so once I did this, I did the same method that I showed you all in my first quick weave video, where I was talking about the flipping method instead of cutting the wefts. So these are the same exact bundles because I wanted to give myself the competition of reusing that same bundle that I did to show you all that you can do that instead of thinking that you have to constantly rebuy the bundles. And I think it was very helpful, especially given the fact that I did not cut these wefts the first time around, but I did end up going in and cutting some of the wefts because I had two bundles and the two bundles were not going to be at the back of my head. I wanted to split in half, in obviously half of the bundles being a part of the ponytail. So I did have to actually cut, I think, two wefts. Like, I honestly think I cut like two, but not too much. So it's probably like a strip or two, but nothing more than that. So you want to go ahead and just keep doing this process with the flip-in method and just kind of keep training the hair to go in that direction. I wish what I did do here is that I would have just went, I guess, kind of like the old school route, which is just laying your tracks flat and just keep going in like a line dimension instead of the semicircle. So I really wish that I just laid the tracks down and kept going like straight instead of like semicircle. So that's one of the tips that I would suggest doing if you want to go about it in that route instead of doing it this way. Before I kind of continue, I want to share some of my thoughts so far in what I think about this look and just kind of like my overall opinions. This is not something that I would ever really be like, yeah, I definitely want to do a quick weave ponytail. It's not one that I would do. I really feel like the tension from a ponytail is just not something that I really like on my head. I've gotten to a point where honestly, I just like less tension and doing ponytails are just not the thing for me. I also want to say that you use a lot of product, like a lot of product. When we get to the perspective and point of me showing you how we're even going to do the ponytail, it was just too much product to me. And I think that is the major point why I don't like doing it. Like, I don't like a lot of grease. I don't like a lot of shit like that in my hair. So the fact that I had to do that for this look, it was just not something I was looking forward to. And I kept trying to fight it to see, maybe I don't have to do it, but you really do. It just felt like there was just no way around it. And it just wasn't what it is that I was looking for. I just rather do like my half up, half down if I have my clip-ins in, or if I have my note part flip over method. But doing this, I'm just not a ponytail gal. I really wanted to just see if I would have liked it, and it turned out that your girl don't like it, so that's it. So pretty much after you finish doing this part of the process, I'm going to make sure I turn around so y'all can see what the back will look like. But you're not going to be doing much except now working on what the ponytail would look like. If I had it my way, you would know that you are. You're the coffee that I made in the morning. You're my sunshine in the rain when it's going. Won't you give yourself to me? Give it all. I just want to see. I just want to see how beautiful you are. So pretty much you want to make sure that you're going to go in and blow dry this. Like, do not move on to the next step until you are very, very certain and sure that she's just glued down and she won't move anywhere. Because if you mess up on this part, you're just going to get pissed and you're just going to be like, let me just scrap this whole thing. Now, this is where I wish that I didn't necessarily cut this. I would say roll this down and work on your ponytail before cutting this, because it will be very helpful as you actually start doing the ponytail. And I just really wish that I did that instead of just cutting it off. You obviously can. You don't have to wait to do it, but it's just something that I personally wish that I had waited on doing instead of just going ahead and just cutting this off. I also want to say, make sure you're being very careful here because of just the mesh of the not the black ponytail, but because of the mesh of the wig cap itself being black and then my hair being black, it gets very sticky that I think I cut like a little bit of my hair, and I was really pissed off about that because I was just like, I'm already doing something that it's like I'm trying my hardest to be as delicate, and now you're just like frustrating me even more. So this is probably the part that, in my opinion, if you are someone with shorter hair or you don't really do ponytails that much, that this will take the most out of you. So you're gonna have to get them grease, girl. You gotta have to make sure you go in and you go get that that gel. You're gonna have to make sure you get the spray, get the edge control, because all of that is going to be needed in order to make the parting look as clean as possible. And you want to make sure that you have a comb that is very, very good at parting. And I would suggest that if you blow your hair out, it will come out a lot different and just better based on the texture of your hair, because like I said, this is a type of look that a lot of heat is going to be needed in order to achieve it the way how you see it when everyone else is doing it. And I really did not want to do a lot of heat on my head at all. I was trying to avoid that the best way I possibly could. So I just went ahead and I'm just using my edge booster or whatever edge control I had, the sprays that I had, and then just going in sections. So sectioning off my hair little by little, combing it out, and then clipping it away so that it would make sense for the ponytail. And then towards the end, off camera while I was doing my makeup, I then tied my hair and my edges down just so everything could just kind of like lay the way that I needed it to lay. So here's where I'm talking about where you're just gonna kind of pinch it away. You just want to clip the hair up to just make sure like I have it to focus it on the back, but that's where I want it to be towards the back, and training the hair to go in the direction that you want it to. Once you kind of do that, like I said, it's just gonna be a bunch of spraying and combing the hair down and spraying and combing it down to just make sure it's laying the way that you want it to be laid. But for the most part, I'll come back once we finish with the ponytail, because there are two ways that I tried doing the ponytail that I just kind of wanted to give that option for anyone that's interested in kind of seeing how it is that I went about doing that and the options that they have to do it. But we'll be back. So after you finish putting your hair in a ponytail towards the back, I'm going to turn around just so you can see what it's going to look like towards the back. But you're going to want to take the bundles that you have that you will be putting on your actual ponytail. I did not do the way where you're just gluing it on your actual hair, I really was trying to make sure that I'm very careful in how I was going to do this look, because I wanted it to be in a way that you were still caring for your hair and not just doing something just cuz. So with the strand of weft that I have left, I just close them into a loop of 4 and then I roll them together, and you're going to get a rubber band and put that rubber band around it, and you're going to attach the rubber band onto your actual bun. So that is a way in which like you have as an option that you can use if you ever want to kind of do a ponytail, but you don't want to do too much with actually like gluing it on top of your hair by plaiting it and doing. If you don't want to do all that, this is an option and a way in which that you can do it. So I just wanted to just show a few options you have and how you could go about doing it, instead of thinking like you have to do it the other way in which some people are doing it. So with another option that you have is obviously taking the hair and you want to take like a little separation so you can wrap this around your own ponytail, and you're going to wrap the entire weft around your ponytail, like your actual natural hair ponytail, and then you're just going to wrap that into a bun the way how you want it to be. It all depends on just kind of like the look that you were going for. I personally wanted a look that it would have a bun as a ponytail, but not actually like a long flowing ponytail towards the back. And then I went in and I fixed up wherever it is that I needed to fix, and added like the small mini bobby pins to just make sure that inside of this that it would be all good and I would be set, and it wouldn't just like be flinging all over the place or doing whatever. But like I said, for the most part, this is not a look that I think I would do again. I just really wanted to try it because I saw that it was trending so much, and I was like, I haven't had a ponytail in probably about 7 years. Let's see how I feel about it. And I think I still feel the same way. The excessive amount of gel glue spray that you have to use is just not something for me. And the amount of heat that I think you also have to put on your head is not something that I like. Maybe I would love this look more if I actually went in and I used my Kinky Straight bundles, and maybe that is something that I would try. But honestly, it's going to be very, very hard to convince myself to say I'm going to do this. But I'll see y'all in the next video. Thank y'all for watching, and I hope y'all enjoy.
I don't care, it looks so nice. Crying at night, you're rude. Want me to feel like I'm new. Want me to watch you do. Don't get you look so nice, being not nice, you're rude. Look what you're putting me through. I never do this to you. I need to hold a corner, and it's no wine. One time, I need to hold a corner.